much and welcome back to my Saturday night lineup where I'm joined by Rupert Everett, Danny Jones, Catherine Tilsley and Martin Kemp. And just before the break, Samo asked this question. Who would be the most likely to win an Olympic gold medal?
If it were in javelin, you'd be winning a gold medal.
But unfortunately, it's not. I think I'm right down there somewhere.
Well, definitely not last.
And you're not sporty at all, you
No,
said.
not at all. I must be the last one, I'm sure.
How about you, Danny? What's your at? You're going to be here again.
Well, no, I reckon you could be up there as well, though.
No, I reckon you're the front.
Do you really, though?
Yeah, I do, really.
Just because it... Okay, before I reveal the full lineup, Samo, who's going to get the gold?
My answer is, it's a tough one. I'm going to pick Danny. I'm going to stick my neck out and pick Danny. It's a hard one, the bronze and silver, but I'm going to go the extra mile and push. Come on, Danny. Let's go for the gold.
Well, there you go. Right, let's have a look at where Samo placed the rest of you. Nearly.
So
He's obviously heard about you, Catherine, the javelin.
this is it. He felt very threatened by it.
Rupert, you got you right.
I was right.
Yeah. So, yeah, Rupert's got a point and Danny's got a point. Yeah, there you go. Back to the seat for another question, please. All right, then. Can you show us the next question, please? Who would you most like to swap places with for a day? Okay, so what do you think?
I think Coronation Street is such a huge hit. So many people would want to be on that show and be part of that whole history. I think Catherine...
That's true. I agree, actually. That's true. Yeah. Everyone wants to get there. Yeah. The Rovers return. That's true.
Tell me, Coddy fans can't be that strange, can they?
Do you know what?
Are they?
I would say 90% are just wonderful and lovely. There are a small minority that have an obsession with my feet.
Really?
And apparently that's a thing. So the guy that runs my website and sometimes does bits of socials for me, he's like, Kath, I'm just letting you know that your feet are really popular. You might want to think about, like, launching some flip-flops or something. But they're on the wrong kind of sites, if you know what I mean.
So is it at the foot fetish site?
Yeah, that kind of
Dear.
thing. I mean, whatever happened to a good pair of boobs?
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, nice bum. They've got nice feet.
No, they are lovely feet. I can see why.
Aren't they?
Thank you. Thrilled.
Your feet. Yeah.
Thank you.
Isn't it funny what... Imagine licking a foot.
Shrimping.
Eh?
Shrimping.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's called
Shrimping.
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 Like a prawn.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, did you know that?
No. Somebody says that I let your foot to be out the door. You're joking, aren't you? I've got a verruca that sticks me to the floor for 10 minutes. Martin, who would you swap places with for the day? Out of us,
All
not me.
three of them. Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, because you two guys, because you're both acting constantly, that I would love to do. But Danny, because he's still in a band, and I would love to still be doing that. Absolutely.
Would you?
You can join our band, mate, anytime.
Yeah.
Would you like You wouldn't want to swap places with me. You wouldn't want my life, really.
Oh, I would.
You wouldn't, Rupert. I've been mounted by Alsatians. Baboons throw poo at me. It's been dripping off me glasses. I've been sexually assaulted by a golden retriever, which I won't go into, but it took me ages to get it out of my suit, put it that way.
I would love to swap with you, Paul.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't. Now, what about you, Danny?
I think Catherine.
It's the feet, isn't it?
It's the feet.
It's the feet.
You've got us all going now.
It's just the feet. It's the feet.
Kathy, who would you like to change places with?
For me, I think it would be Rupert because of, I mean, the level of work and the people you've worked with and the projects you've done. Yes, so for me,
Rupert,
What?
now listen, you're very well known, right, all around the world. You are. You worked with all sorts, haven't you? Donna?
I worked with Michelle Pfeiffer once. I worked with Sharon Stone once. I worked with Julia Roberts once.
So what you do when people come up to you in the street and recognise you? They go, what you...
Well, when I was younger, I used to get confused for Hugh Grant. And I remember once I was in an airport and this kind of drunk English tourist came up to me and said, I know who you are. I said, thinking he was going to say Rupert, and I said, oh yes. And he said, you know, you were all right in Four Weddings and a Funeral. But, you know, once you got to Love Actually, what about all this stuttering? And I went, yeah. And he said, what do you think your problem is? And I said, I've got a very small cock. And he went, oh. And he said, okay, just sign this for me. So I said, to Barry, drop dead, love Hugh Grant.
Does Hugh Grant know this?
Yeah, he
No, he
does.
does now, anyway. All right, then. So that's what you lot think. We all know who you'd like to swap places with. But who would the great British public want to swap lives with? What do you think? Right, come on. Time to get on your little spots. Right, sort yourselves out. Go on. Who do you think?
I think you're up there. I think you're up there. I think you're up there.
I'm down
Definitely.
there.
Definitely. It's for one day, isn't it? Yeah. One day, innit?
For one day only. For one day only.
I think it went the wrong way round, Tony.
I think this is right, but I feel like I should be more down there because.
No.
But everybody wants to be in a band and.
Yeah, but it's only for one day and we might not have a gig that day.
Let's find out who's in the right place.
I knew I'd be there.
Oh, you see, you were right.
Oh, wow.
Catherine, let's have got your brother points, yes. So 1 point for Catherine. You got that right, love. Yeah. So come on, back over to your seat, please. All right then, are you ready for your next question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Reveal the question, please. Thank you very much. Who would be the most likely to post something online that they later regretted? Danny, has your phone ever got you into trouble?
Well,
You've never sent pictures of your bits, have you, to strangers?
no, but you know what happened?
No, it wasn't me.
No.
What?
Actually, I just remember something. But I got away with it though. I lost tattoo roulette on my foot. And tattoo roulette's a game we play where, you know, we put names in a hat and it'd be like, no, yes, or whatever. And the two people that got the yeses would go to the tattoo parlour, play paper, scissors, stone, whilst the others decided what the tattoo was. Anyway, I ended up losing tattoo roulette. So I got a tattoo later on, you know, got back to my hotel room and I thought, I'll take a picture, you know, like this. I'll take a picture and I'll say, I lost tattoo roulette. I was just about to post it, but my little dongle went out, innit?
Catherine, have you ever done anything naughty on the phone? Have you ever sent anybody, you know, when you're in a blind rage and you send them an email that's steaming with hatred and venom? I have.
Not so much venom. I remember getting in trouble once. I'm a Celebrity was on, and it was sponsored by a certain supermarket, let's say. And they ran the adverts in between, and one of the adverts were for these, like, prawn lollipops. And they looked... And I went on Twitter and I said, if that lollipop has ever seen a prawn in its life, I'll eat my own legs. Swiftly followed by a call from ITV press office. Do you know how much money they give us?
Oh, they're the sponsors.
They were the sponsors for I'm a Celebrity. So yeah, I had my wrist slapped for that.
How about Zooms? Have you ever had any trouble on a Zoom?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a little boy. I was on a Zoom with Arlene Phillips not long ago, and all you could hear mid-Zoom was, "I've finished, Mummy, can you wipe my bum?"
Have you ever done anything online, Martin, you've regretted?
Yeah, absolutely. Mine goes back a good few years, though, to when the internet and text first came out. And a friend of mine's dad had just passed away, right? So I thought I'd write him a nice letter, you know. And so I wrote this kind of really sympathetic letter, and I said, I can do anything for you. If I can do anything for you, I will, you know, and how sad it is. And then I got to the end of the letter, and I wrote, LOL, Martin. And I thought it was lots of love.
Oh, me too.
But it wasn't, it was laugh out loud. Oh, no. Yeah.
What happened? Did you explain to them?
Yeah, I explained to him, but listen, we still laugh about it today.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, I was at the BAFTAs, and the food was shocking, it always is. So I got a text off a friend of mine who said, "What are you having for dinner?" So I texted under the table, it was duck. But it didn't come out as duck. It came out as dick. But it's easy done, is it? You must, Rupert, do you know what I'd love to know? If a critic ever has a go at you, have you had to go back? I can't imagine you to take it lying down.
I did once. I was doing a matinee in the theatre, and when you go into the show in the evening, they give you your mail, and
Yeah.
it's mostly, you know, people hopefully writing to say how much they enjoyed the show. And I had this letter from this couple who said, "We really didn't like the show. We couldn't hear a word you said. You owe it to the British public to speak up and say your lines properly and not mumble." And I was hungover that day, and I'm really furious. And I wrote a letter back straight away. I said, "Dear Lorraine and Peter, I'm so sorry you didn't enjoy the performance very much the other night. Please accept my heartfelt apologies." And then I cut off my pubic hair and I sellotape it to the other side of the letter. And I said, "And these few pubic hairs in the hope that they make you feel a little bit better." And then I put it in an envelope and sent it.
In just a moment, we're going to be finding out who you think is most likely to put their foot in their mouth. So we see you shortly.